You're late.
Sorry about that, KAIBA. Since the last time we dueled, my deck was heavily outdated, so I had to pick up some new cards along the way.
It's about time. You've been living in the past for far too long. But this will be the day that things change.
Well, you haven't changed one bit, KAIBA.
That's where you're wrong, Pharaoh. My deck certainly has changed since you last saw it. And with these new support cards, it's even deadlier than you remember. But don't just take my word for it. You're going to witness its might for yourself!
You're not the only one that's got new support, KAIBA.
Whatever support you may have, it won't be enough. Let's duel!
How's it going, everyone? I'm your host, Buttcluck Gaming, and I'm bringing you guys another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile. But before I get started, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to HATTI again for doing another voiceover with me, and I couldn't be happier with how it turned out. And also, if you guys would like to check out the other video that we did together, the link will be in the description below. But back to the real note, as the title suggests and the thumbnail also shows, is that this is my undefeated Dark Magician deck profile. And I know that probably catches a lot of your guys' eyes. Honestly, I've been going on to Yu-Gi-Oh! Nexus, and I haven't lost a single matchup so far, especially against the meta that's out right now, which is pretty insane. These two cards here, they are so cracked. I think this is finally what Dark Magician really needed, because, you know, we've always been left in the dust with when it came to support. But honestly, guys, I really don't want to waste too much time explaining all this. I just really wanted to get this out to you guys, so let's get started with that. But first, something doesn't look right. Hold on a second. Much better. And yes, we have our very own official Buttcluck Gaming playmat. I will say, guys, this was also just one of two things that we have. I also have a hoodie for merchandise, and I also have this playmat. So if we hit around like 900 some subscribers, or, you know, over 1,000, I will more than likely start putting these out there so you can buy one, or I might do a giveaway, who knows. All these playmats will be signed by me personally, so let me know what you guys think. But without further ado, let's get on with the deck profile. With the start of them, we run 3 of the new Dark Magician, the Pharaoh's Servant. This card is a 1-card combo starter for practically everything in your deck. This card is absolutely cracked. I think we're finally getting what we really deserve for Dark Magicians. Not only does its name become Dark Magician, but its name becomes Dark Magician while in the graveyard as well, while on the field and graveyard. So, for those who do not know, all you gotta do is just reveal a spell card. Your opponent cannot interact with this pretty much with hand traps. You reveal a spell card, you summon it to your field. Once you do that, you can immediately set a spell or trap that lists Dark Magician within its name. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do with this. But not only that, but it also has another quick effect where you can discard a spell card to destroy your opponent's spells and traps, which is also really broken as a rule. Like, I cannot stress it enough, like how overpowered this card really is. I mean, I know we won't get this card for a long time, which I think it's next week when the actual support comes out with Gaze and Dark Magician of Chaos. I'm gonna have to do an alternative to this and make another video on it to show you the same stuff. So the deck list might really honestly stay the same, except that these will be taken out. But 3 of those, can't really play this deck without the main guy being Dark Magician, the vanilla monster. Pardon me, by the way, because I was gonna get the manga art. I just didn't, I don't have the money for it. But eventually, by the time that you see the next video, I probably will have the manga art, because I personally love the manga art so much. But yeah, you really honestly need to run him, at least one, because I run another engine in this. So I'll get into that in just a moment. So, run 2 Illusion of Chaos. Now this card is obviously, you reveal it, you add a monster or spell trap that lists, well actually, no, it's just a monster that mentions Dark Magician within its name. Yes. So you reveal this, you can practically add anything like Dark Magician, the Pharaoh's Servant, Rod, Magician's Souls, practically the whole thing that you need to get your combo started off to. I was honestly thinking about bumping these up to 3, but I always found myself that 2 is just a perfect amount. So we run that, and like I said, we run the 2 Magician's Souls. This card is so good. Not only do you send whatever monster that you need that lists Dark Magician with its name, but you can also send it to the graveyard, special summon it, or you can special summon it to the field, and you can send spells or traps from the hand or field to the graveyard to draw that many cards that you sent. So it would be like, it's up to 2, so send 2, draw 2, send 1, draw 1. But love this card. I was also thinking about bumping this back up to 3 and leaving Chaos at 2, but I still have not found the reason to yet. And then we run the last for the Dark Magician monsters, really, is Magician's Rod. Now this card, it used to be bad, but this is actually one of the best normal summons that you can have. And also, shout out to Matchy YGO. He showed me that there is a combo that you can do with Rod and Souls with a Dragoon. Now, you pretty much open up these 2. You can have a Dragoon and have its negate, and I didn't know that Dragoon was actually a soft once per turn. So you can pretty much go do your combo here, make a IP Masquerena, then send that and Dragoon to the grave after you use its negate, special summon it back, and then it can use its negate again. And it's crazy because you can go into Selene after that, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's actually crazy. But speaking of him, we will be having a duel along with Dark Magician Tactics. Now I'll have both of their channels in the link description below, because hopefully you guys will be around to check that out. But we're planning on having a Dark Magician versus Dark Magician battle, so I am very excited to see how that turns out. The next thing, it's going to be 3 Primite Beryls. So that's the reason why we run the vanilla in the deck. There's not really much to say about Beryl, is all that the Primite engine is very cracked still, in my personal opinion. There was a time where I did side this out, side one of these out, so just run 2, but I just find myself really going back to 3. Just the faster you see this, the more advantage that you have. Let's see here. So the next thing is going to be 1 Bystial Magnamhut, and then 1 Bystial Druiswurm. Having these interruptions has saved my life so many times, and I really don't feel disappointed with like running these, because I mean they're just too powerful, right? The Magnamhut, being able to search your dragon monsters, and then Druiswurm, if it's just sent to the graveyard, you can just destroy one of your special summon opponent's special summon monsters. It's just too good in my opinion. And plus, you can fusion summon Dragoon if you wanted to, or practically anything in your extra deck that I'm about to show you. Now, this is why this engine I'm about to show you is the reason why, truthfully, I think a lot of people get it wrong. The biggest question that I kept getting is that Dark Magician has no out. And that's been running through my head over and over again. And I'm just like, okay, so let's fix that. So this is one of the biggest reasons why I'm going undefeated with this deck, is because this is a fallback safe. This deck runs a total of 4 different engines. The Dark Magician, the Beryls, the Primites, the Bystials, and last but not least, the most cracked engine that you can do is run 3 Fiendsmith, is the Fiendsmith engine. This card is so gas. Now, I also made a video on someone who runs the Fiendsmith engine, but for Blue Eyes. Shout out to Fabled for giving me the ability to see this as like, oh my gosh, and like this is insane. So this is the out, guys. Like, if your other engines go not the way that they need to, this is it. What's your opponent gonna do when you just bring out a monster that can just negate up to the number of links that it's connected to, and it being able to do piercing damage and gain attack up to like 7,200, I believe. 7,200 attack. What's going on? You got rid of everything else, but now you got to deal with this. So, yeah, you run 3 Engraver. Like, all it is a 1-card combo. You can like bait this out too with your opponent. Send this to the grave. Add Tract. It's over. It's over. I love doing that with my opponent, because it's just, I don't get it. It's just so insane. So with that being said, 1 Lacrima, the Crimson Tier, cannot run the Fiendsmith engine without this. This card is absolutely gas. At first I did not know how to do the Fiendsmith combo, but when I learned how to do it, I'm just like, oh, okay, so Lacrima is just goated. Like, if you get rid of Desiree, she can just bring it back and just equip it again. So I'm just like, oh, alright. So, and then with that being said, the last one being Fabled Lurrie, this is how you get started with your Fiendsmith combo. Yeah, so that's pretty much that. So on to the last of the things. It'd be the hand traps. It'd be 2 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Not too much to say there. Pretty much a staple. And then 2 Ghost Belle and Haunted Mansions. I love this card. I really want to bump it up to 3. It just pretty much hits everything in the game today. And then last but not least, before the ban list, I was already running 2 Droll and Lockbirds. I just never found a reason to like run more than 2. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the monsters. So let me see. We're gonna get on with the spells real quick. Alright, so we're running 2 of the new spell card, Gaze of Timaeus. Now, for those who do not know what this card does, it's absolutely insane. So you could target 1 Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl you control or in your graveyard. And then you fusion summon one monster from your extra deck that mentions that card as material. So you pretty much shuffle it into the deck, but banish it during the end phase of the next turn. And you can only use this card once per turn, so it's kind of upsetting, but I get it though. It's just a quick play, like little quick play, flip, summon out a Dragoon or whatever else you have in your extra deck. So the other quick play spells that I run for Dark Magician is 2 Soul Servants. Now, I genuinely kind of just want to run 1. There's just been too many times where I really don't need Servant, but I do, but I don't. I guess technically you can separate one of these for a Primite Roar, which I really haven't playtested with, but I sometimes side this out for a 3rd Souls, and I'm perfectly okay with that. But 2 Soul Servant for right now, and it's working out. So, the last quick play spell would be the Secrets of Dark Magic. I love this card, and I love the new artwork that came out for it. And I really am disappointed that we might not be getting the new Dark Magical Circle artwork either. Which, if you guys have not seen it, if you watch Dark-Sided Dimensions, how Mahad summoned the Dark Magical Circles in the air before he shot down Aigami, that's pretty much what the artwork is, but replace him with Dark Magician, and that's pretty much it. But 1 Secrets of Dark Magic. And then the last of the spells for Dark Magician, it'd be Dark Magical Circle. Can't run the deck without it, so 1 of those. And then 2 Secret Village of the Spellcasters. I love locking my opponent out of spells, and this card comes up way too much, and it's just so funny to watch your opponent kind of cry. Just like, you're nasty. And then the spell for the Fiendsmith engine, is 1 Tract. That's pretty much it. This is how you start off everything for your Fiendsmith engine. And then 3 Primite Lordly Lodes. This deck's been out for a long time, so there's not really much to explain. This adds your Primite cards. Self-explanatory there. Then the 1 Drillbeam. I bumped this up to 2 at one point, but then I took it out and still just running the 1. It works out just okay. And then last of the spells would be 1 Call By, and it's still not a holo. I apologize to everybody, because I said in my Blue Eyes support that my Blue Eyes deck profile that I would get that upgraded. I never did. I'm sorry. And then the last of things would be traps, which I only just run 1 trap. It'll be Eternal Soul. Just the 1. I also thought about really running Imperm because I love Imperm. But there's just too many times where I just do not need it. But for right now, it's just the 1 trap card, and it'll be Souls. So, with that being said, that's all pretty much for the main deck. And then now for the extra deck, you gotta run your 3 tokens pretty much. You gotta run Yugi, you gotta run your metal plated Dark Magician that's gonna cut somebody, and then the OG. This is why I really want to get the manga art for this deck and run it, because I love this too much. Let me see here. Alright, so for the extra deck cards, we got 2 of the new Dark Magician Destruction. This card is gas. Absolutely gas. So, for those who do not know, what this card does is that you can contact fusion using any of your spellcaster monsters. Level 6 or higher dark spellcaster monsters after you activate a spell card. So once this hits the field, you can add a spell, trap, or monster that mentions Dark Magician within its text. So that's crazy. And then not to mention, it's also when it's summoned as well, his name becomes Dark Magician while on the field and in the graveyard. So take that for what you will. It's insane. I'm just like, man, I love this card. This card is broken. Thank you, Konami, for finally listening and giving us something that's good. And then last of the newer support will be the Timaeus United Magic Dragon. I really love this card, and I go into this card way too much now. Only because I've totally missed a part where it's unaffected by everything else other than itself. Pretty much until the end of the rest of the next turn after it's special summoned, it's unaffected by other card effects. Okay, so you can only use that effect. Each of the following effects of Timaeus United Magic Dragon once per turn. If this battles during the damage calculation, you can make this card gain 100 attack for each spell in the graveyards and banishment. So it's already broken there. Like, the majority of this deck is just spells. And then during your opponent's turn, you can click effect. You can target one spell or trap your opponent controls and destroy it. Yeah. No, actually, it's just one spell or trap on the field and destroy it. So that's also broken. And then we're gonna go into more of the stuff. We got Dark Magician of the Dragon Knight. I love this card. I love using Gaze of Timaeus to get this out while I have Eternal Soul. Makes it unaffected, and also you protect your spells and traps. Really cool. Really cool. And then, oh, actually, better yet. And then the big guy would be Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Not much to explain there. Everybody knows what he does. Then, to finish up the fusions, it's Master of Chaos. It's one of the best fusion monsters that we have for Dark Magician. You summon it out. You could just bring back like if you have Dragoon in your graveyard and you just bring this out, fusion summoning using what's it called? Secrets of Dark Magic. You can just bring it back and then you have another Dragoon. I'm just like, huh. And then Fiendsmith Desiree. This card, broken. It's gas. It's what makes me go undefeated, and I'm just like, what a wonderful feeling when you just bring out another card that just people just don't expect you to play. And so, with that being said, the Fiendsmith engine. So you got one Requiem, you got one Fiendsmith sequence, and then last but not least, Fiendsmith's Agnum Day, sorry. This card just, it's what causes the whole thing to be ridiculous. And then the last of the the Link monsters, we got one IP Masquerina. Like I said, there's a combo that you can do with Rod and Souls. It's insane. And then SP Little Knight. There's not much really to say about that. It's just another staple. And then Selene, the Queen of the Master Magicians. And it's just like, this card is so good too. And I'm just really happy, like the way that you can go from Souls, Rod into IP to Selene to bring out other stuff. So, yeah. And then you got the one synchro monster, which being Chaos Angel. You can bring this set out due to the majority of cards that you have, but you can also do it with the Fiendsmith engine to get both of the effects. So the last one, being the only Xyz card, would be Typhon Sky Crisis. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm sorry that this took so long to even get out to every single one of you. There's just a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of exciting things, and hopefully in the future I'll explain to all of you what's going on, and just know that I'm okay. I'm just very excited. Yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment down below your thoughts about all this, and ask me anything really. And I actually might even make a combo video. To be honest with you, I might really do a combo video just to show you how stuff goes. But the biggest thing to look out for, and you'll see a lot of combos going on, which will be when I duel Matchy and Dark Magician Tactics, which, like I said, I'll have their channels to the link in the description below. But without that, I'll catch you all guys on the next one. See ya.